Peace, peace. Good day. Good day. Grand Rising. Shalom. To all those able to hear, able to see, and blessed to see another day. It's enough to give praise to the Most High for and all that He's done and all what He continues to do for us each and every day. I praise you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for it all. Grand Rising, family. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Good day, good day, good day. Good day. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to be on here too long, but be on here long enough to hopefully to inspire, to uplift, and to encourage those who may have an ear to hear. This is a very important message to all those that care about themselves as well as their loved ones. And I know y'all keep saying, hey, why do off-grid truckers keep talking about this? And I'm not the only one that's trying to spread the message, get the word out. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us, a lot of people that has any care. And I know there's times when even my family thought I was crazy for things that I was doing, even the things that I was saying. They thought I was crazy. But now the same people who thought I was crazy, they actually come to me and ask for information, ask for my advice when it comes to life living. Because there's so much that's happening right now in the world today. Whether or not, we don't know if we're going to be here tomorrow or what may become of these United States. And I'm not trying to come on here to fearmonger. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody to do anything. My whole goal, my whole purpose is to enlighten those who has an ear to hear and eyes to see what's happening today. And let me tell you, you can do it too. And that's my thumbnail, is to explain to y'all where I come from and where I'm heading. And if I can do it, you can do it. Don't think that you don't have the money. I can't do it. You don't have the connections, that you can't do it. That you don't have the strength, that you can't do it. I know paraplegics. I know people that's missing limbs, that if they can do it, and if you're an able-bodied person, you can do it as well. It just takes the effort. And I came on here to explain to y'all, if I can do it, y'all can do it. If y'all think y'all can do it, hit that like button for me. If I'm making any sense right now so far, hit the like button for me. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, join the Off-Grid Tribe. Share the video. This video is going to be very informative. It's going to be a lot of jewels, a lot of gems, a lot of nuggets dropped in this video. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I'll only be on here about maybe 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It all depends what the Ruach, which is the spirit, may put on me. The only thing I want to say is this. You got to have a vision. You got to have a plan. You got to have a goal that you're trying, that you're willing to achieve. But without a vision, without a purpose, you fell in the fail. Because you haven't planned to win. So let me say this, y'all. Here I am. Who the Off-Grid Trucker is, I'm going to tell you who I am and who I was. Not going too much in detail, but just to give you some encouragement so you can get into some land, so you can come out to cities, grow your own food, eat your own, and raise your own. Not just for you, but for your family and your loved ones. So here it is. I grew up in the hood. Probably like a lot of y'all watching me today are still in the hood, or growing up in the hood, or beside the hood, or know someone from the hood. Okay? I was a very mischievous type of young man. Some say I was trouble. I just say that I was misunderstood, which I beg to differ. So I try to think where I should start, because there's a lot that I have to share, but I don't want to hold y'all too long. But I appreciate each and every last one of y'all that's came in, that's coming in, that will view this later. Let me say, I was in the streets. I dropped out of high school, out of ninth grade. About to go to ninth grade, I jumped out and started running the streets. I was running the streets, doing a lot of things in the streets, which y'all know. I'm not going to incriminate myself. Maybe a statute of limitations on whatever it is, but I'm not going to mention a lot of things at the moment, you know. But I was in the streets. I was out here in the streets, gang banging, selling drugs, disrespecting women, disrespecting myself, put a lot of people in harm's way, in your usual figment of imagination, you know, and doing all of that. I barely could read. I just think back and just shake my head, y'all, cause where the Most High has brought me. The things that He allowed me to endure, things He allowed me to accomplish in order for me to possibly be a witness, an inspiration to those that may have traveled the same path in which I traveled, been down the same roads I've been down, going down these roads that I have been down, and a lot of y'all have been down. Each and every last one of y'all that's listening to me today, y'all have a testimony. Y'all are not just listening or watching this video by happenstance. The Most High calls y'all to click in, tune in, to watch, and to listen, to inspire y'all to spread your message, your testimony to those who may be watching, those who may watch, those who may watch later. It don't necessarily mean that the individuals are watching right now, but they can watch later. So by me being in the streets, you know, I've been shot, I've been stabbed. I wasn't in war, as far as like overseas war in the military, but I was in war. I was in battles, you know, gang fights, whatever came along with the gangs, I was in it. Okay, a lot of y'all, even my children, don't believe it until they hear stories. But all praise be to the Most High that He saved my life. He caused me to go through some things, but now as I look back, I wouldn't change anything, because it's a testimony. It's part of my history, part of my story, and we all have a story to tell. So by me being in these streets, fighting over blocks, shooting over blocks, doing other things over a block that I do not own. As soon as the police pull up, I'm gone. So if it's my block, I would stood my ground, show my documentation. I own this block. And so by me being in these streets, it caused me to go to prison. It caused me to go do some time. I did a total of 10 years. Adult, 2 years juvie. Total of 10 years I did in prison, because I wanted to fight over a block. I want to shoot over a block that wasn't my block, that had no paperwork on when the police or the feds came. I was a negative influence to a lot of other peers my age or younger, because of misunderstanding, lack of understanding that I have. And y'all listening, if y'all can hit that like button for me, if I'm making any sense, hit the like button for me. I appreciate that. That's all I'm asking. What I'm talking about right now is how I went from this and where I'm at now. And how you can also can do it. Like I said, if I did it and overcame a lot of these things, y'all can do it too. Just follow me for a minute. I thank y'all for stopping in, checking me out. Y'all don't know who I am. I go by the Off Grid Trucker. I've been out here on these highways and byways for 26 years, driving these trucks, all different types of outfits. And I just want to come and drop some jewels from how I went from the hood to fighting, shooting over blocks, to owning blocks. And y'all can do the same thing. And I'm going to get y'all a few gems, and whatever y'all can do with it, so be it. You know, so I ended up going to prison. I did 6 years. My first time, I did 6 years. Then along that, I still was a little hard-headed. It did another 4 years. Went back 2 more times. After that, it was enough. So like I said, I dropped out 8th grade. Had an 8th grade education. Probably was reading on the 4th grade education. I had a real bad stuttering problem. I didn't like to talk much because if I did, I would start stuttering. So by me being in prison, I ended up getting my GED, high school diploma, got a couple of trades under my belt, a couple of certificates. I was in the Scared Straight program, where I was a mentor to a lot of other children, kids, as you may say, you know, that was going down that wrong path. And that helped me getting out on probation, getting out of prison. So I seen what that looks like. Always under the mindset of once I'm in, I'm in. Only way out is to die out. You know. And man, you know, it's just a blessing, man. You know how things in which you may have done, and some things you won't want to talk about, and there are certain things in which you know that you really bury deep down in your, you know, in your soul, in your flesh. That you know what, I'm gonna take this to the grave for me. I'm not gonna say anything about this. Has it been challenging? Absolutely, it has been challenging. You know, but I feel good once I'm able to release the things that was causing such a burden, such an impact when it comes to my life. Now I see the purpose and the reason why is very important for me to share this. Because a lot of people, they under, you know, some type of societal illusion where, oh, I better not say anything because people may think a certain way about me. I don't care what you think about me. Like I said, my whole purpose is to try to help somebody. You may have a child, you may have nephews, you may have nieces that's out there in them streets. You may be in them streets like, you know what? You may be in the streets now. I don't know who's looking on me on the other end or listening of this camera. But hopefully there's something that I would say that register with your soul and be like, man, you know what? Off Grid Trucker did it. He did this, he did that. He been in them streets. And I got witnesses. You know, this is no type of fluff, you know, or what the children say, cap. It's none of that. You know, people say, you know, street cred. I have street cred, but I don't, you know, I don't care nothing about that. That's dead. That was the old me. You looking now, you talking, well, you ain't talking, but you're listening to the new me, in which the Most High has molded into soon to be one day a perfect specimen, you know? And my whole thing is, like I said, is to uplift, encourage those who don't think that they can achieve these things in which I have, and some of the things I'm still looking to achieve. It's a process, step-by-step process. You're going to have to go through some challenging times, difficult times, uphill, downhill, around the hill. But you keep holding on. You keep your head up. You continue to stay in the fight. You continue to lift your hands up and you pray. And you ask the Most High to give you the strength, to give you the encouragement, give you the ability, give you the know-how, wherewithal, the understanding to push through, make it through, or whatever the situation may be. But as you continue, it's like a callus that you get on your hand, or a scar that you may get on your knee or your elbow. Once it heals up, that area may become a little stronger. But you ain't gonna know what you possibly can make it through until you go through it. And yes, have there been times in which I may have wanted to give up? Absolutely. Just want to quit striving, quit grinding, and go back to what I thought that was best for me was the streets. Absolutely, I did. Many times. Even times out there on my land. I look around and I see the things that need to be done. I don't feel or think that I have enough time in the world to get the things done. And time that needs to be done. For the times that we're in right now, it's times where we really need to be on our grind. We really need to get going. We really need to get going. So I digress on that. I'll come back on that later, but let me touch on this. So when I did that time in prison, I got my, certificates and things of that nature. And here it is. I didn't want to work. Let me hit you with this real quick. If any young men or women is watching, or those that's still out here peddling in the streets, when I was in the street, I didn't want to work. I don't want to work at no McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell or what have you. I don't want to make no $7, $8 an hour. I think it was about $4 or $5 an hour at that time in the early 80s. I don't want to make that. I don't want to go to work. But check this out. I ended up going to prison. I had to work. And guess how much I had to work for? $13. No, not an hour. A month. $13 a month. And if I go work at OPI, I forgot what the abbreviation of OPI, what OPI means, but I had to go work there, make $21 an hour. I mean, hold on, a month. Yeah, you heard me right. A month. I had to work. If I didn't work, guess where I go? In the hole. Solitary confinement. Had to go there and spend a couple of days in there or a week in there. That's the form of breaking you. But so those say that they don't want to work out here in the streets, making $8, $9, $10, $15 an hour. When you get up in there, you're gonna work. Or you'll stay in the hole until you say, you know what? I surrender. I'll go to work. See what I'm saying? It's a difference when you're up in there. A lot of people ain't gonna tell you that. A lot of people haven't experienced that. A lot of people don't know that. They haven't been on that side. I've been over there. I've been there. I've done that. I'm over here now. So I'm giving you some gems to keep you from having to go out over there to experience it for yourself. You have any questions? It's making any sense? Hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed and join the Off Grid Tribe. Share the video. Share this video to someone, your loved one, your nephew, your niece, your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, whoever may need to hear this word. Because y'all can get it if you want it. But you're going to have to exchange something, give up something for that change. You talking about you want to change? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up for that change? I'm gonna let that marinate for a second. What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice for that change? I had to be willing and say, you know what? I'm done with banging. I'm done with being disrespectful. I need to find out what's going on this other side. And I just transferred the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding that I may have then over here. As far as on the hustler side, I'm hustling on the legitimate side. You see what I'm saying? I use that same momentum, you know, that I had out there on that street, and I put it over here. You see what I'm saying? So all you got to do is transfer that momentum, transfer that energy into something that's positive and righteous. And you're going to benefit a lot more than what you did benefit when you was over there. The things that you benefit over there, it was nothing but a stripe saying you've been to prison, you've been to jail, you did this many years. But guess what? Here's the trick to that. Just because you get in there doesn't mean you're going to make it out. I got plenty of homies that died while they was inside the belly of that beast. Everybody's not fortunate enough to make it out. Don't get it twisted. Everybody's not fortunate enough to make it out. Yeah, they say the strong survive. Also, they say the strong will die. Because those who think they're big and bad and tough, can't be beat, I'm the man, woo woo, I'm swole, they got something for them. A lot of people are scared of them. They're going to put you down. I had a cousin. Thought he was the man. Ended up getting 2 shots to the head. And a lot of homies that passed because they thought they was big and bad. But the one who feared you the most, that would be the one to take you out. And that's word to the mother. So when I got out, I started making changes. Was it hard? Was it difficult? Was it challenging? Yeah, but I started making that change when I was inside. By getting my degree, by reading, by learning about this, by learning about that. I had to change my whole mindset. Because the way I was taught, it was misinformation, miseducation that was given. So I had to change my whole thought process. Instead of me, you know, when I raised up around gangs and hustlers and pimps and players and, you know, all of that that's in the hood. I was around that. Selling dope fiends, crackheads, heroin junkies, and all of that. I let that go. But then I went to college for a minute. And I didn't graduate. No, I didn't. I went for psychology. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, I know, you know, I'm from the hood, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't for me. And I ain't knocking it. You know, whatever profession, whatever it is that's on your heart, you know, hey, go pursue it. If you know there's a way it's going to be beneficial for you, to you, go do it. You may not use it. You may use it. You may use a little bit. You may use a lot of it. You may use all of it. You know, who am I to say? But here's the thing. Just because you may have an issue doesn't mean it can't be corrected. Don't mean you can't redirect it into something that's really going to be beneficial for you. If I'm making any sense, y'all, hit that like button for me. You know, share the video. Like I said, share the video to your loved ones, your nieces, your nephew, your cousin, you know, whoever that may need to hear this video, hear this message, to inspire them, to encourage them, and to motivate them to make some moves, some better moves, better decisions in which they have been making. You know, like I said, here I was, a gang member. In a gang, I was gang banging for over 20 years. I got tats and everything on it. You know, and let me say this, I'm gonna say it. You know, I was down with the Crips, right? Down with the Crips. And our number one enemies was Bloods, right? Now, a couple of my best friends now are the same ones I was battling against. It was Bloods. I got friends now that's GDs, BGDs, Gangsters, South Black, Peace Stone Rangers. All praise be to the Most High. Now we fight together, back to back. All praise be to the Most High. So I don't care if you're a blood, I don't care if you're a Crip, I don't care if you're a Vice Lord, I don't care if you're a Gangster Disciple, GD, BGD, Peace Stone. It don't make no difference. Because the system is designed to take us all down. Over a color, over a flag, over a set, over a block. Do I still talk to my little Crip? I do. I try to encourage them. Do I talk to Bloods? I do. I talk to GD? I do. Now I got love for my brothers. No more hate. No more hate. Because that's what they want. That's where they want us at. They want us in that hate battle mentality mindset. They want us there. But we have to wake up. And I woke up. I'm woke. And now I'm trying to help wake up, shake up my next kindred, my next brother, my next sister. Wake up. Because the fight is not no longer against flesh and blood. It's against spirits, principalities of high places. But yeah, if we continue to stay in this mindset, in this hood-like mentality, we're going to be lost. We're going to be caught up and cut off. Am I making any sense, y'all? Let me know if I'm making any sense. J3, what's going on, sir? What's going on? Thomas Evans shit. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. My fault. I didn't see y'all even on here. I was in my thoughts, you know. But so the thing is, y'all, regardless, we can change. But the change comes, it's gonna start within yourself. Okay, so I get out of prison. You know, also I went to Culinary Arts School as well in there. Building maintenance. You know, so these are some of the trades that I got when I was in there. You know, and anger management, stress management, mentorship program. So, but yet it came years later down the road. My first 3-4 years, I was a hot mess. I was still doing the same thing, but even on a stronger level now. When I was in there, I had baby life. I had 10 to 25. You know, but all praise be to the Most High. He worked it out. He allowed me to be in there long that I needed, and to correct a lot of things that need to be corrected, or at least open my eyes, one eye up. Okay, so when I get out of there, I think I may have hustled a little bit more in order to obtain my CDLs. End up getting my seat. No, I ended up going back to prison. I ended up going back. You know, my probation officer didn't like me, so it kind of snapped me up, set me up and whatnot. You know, and so that ended up happening. Went back for about 2 or 3 more years for that. And now, only thing I did now was started just grinding more on where the Most High was trying to lead me, where He trying to guide me, want me to see. And so I end up, when I get out that time, I haven't went back. It's been over 20 some years. 20. No, I take that back. I went back for a Fed case. As well. But that didn't last long. But I ended up did going back again. So I went back like 3 times, you know. But then it was only for me tuning in for a lot of things, you know, that He already placed on my heart, you know. But after that, been like 22 years since I ever touched back, even in the county. All praise be to the Most High, you know. So now I'm starting to look up some different things. You know, I got my CDLs, you know, driving for a minute. I've been driving for like 26 years now. Now, you know what? I think it's been like 25 years since I've been driving trucks, right? Almost 26 years. And so, yeah. And so here it is now. I'm out, and I'm going through different things, different challenges, jobs, and all these other things. But you know what? I still kept my head straight. I still stayed on the path in which I seen that's the path I need to be on. So it was difficult. It was difficult. This has to maybe difficult for a lot of other people. I'm not saying that, mine was the right way to go. You know what I mean? Mine was my path is the only path. No, we all have individual paths, So I get out and like I said, I get my CDLs and things and, I started looking into some land. It took a minute though. It stayed on my heart for a long period of time. I think I got my land in 2022, right during the pandemic. You know what I mean? Right at that time, same time I got my land. So I had my land for about 3 years, 4 going on 4 years now. And I was doing research and things like that. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make that step. I'm gonna make that change. I'm gonna go out here and give me some land. And that's exactly what I did. And I was doing my studying, doing my research, and like I'm telling y'all, if y'all want some land, y'all can get some land too. How you gonna get it? How you gonna purchase it? You don't got the money? Okay, you paying the car note? You paying any notes on anything, rims, anything? That's how you get it right here. Owner financing. Go look up right now today. After this live, go look up owner financing and see how is it that you can go about purchase some land. First generational farmer. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping in there, sir. Okay, I got you. See how you can go about purchasing land. And see what the terms and conditions are for that land. Because you can get it. Let's get rolling, y'all. Get rolling. You can get it. Like I said, I'm not gonna be out here too long. I just want to be out here long enough, to share some things with y'all. Share some things with y'all. As far as if I got it, you can get it. Only thing it's gonna take a little work, self-determination. Excuse me, y'all. Something got me sneezing, man. I don't know if it's my location or what. I didn't start sneezing until I got touchdown this state here. What state am I in? Oh, Illinois. I don't know what's going on up here in Illinois. But about to ride out though. You ready to ride? Let's ride. I'll switch it around. Switch this around so y'all can roll with me. I know y'all tired of seeing my face. Yeah. So it's definitely vital, y'all, for y'all to get out there, purchase some land. Don't feel like you can't do it. You don't need to do it. No, you need to do it. For the way things are looking right now, it's bad. It's bad. And if y'all don't think it's bad, then I don't know. I don't know where y'all at. Where y'all at? Because I'm about to make this turn, y'all. Just look at this traffic real quick. Yeah, it's definitely bad out here. And so, like I said, I went from fighting over blocks, to owning blocks on blocks. The blocks I was fighting over, I have 3-4 times amount of blocks that I own now. Paperwork in hand. You know what I'm saying? Paperwork in hand. All praise be to the Most High. So they come on my block if they want to. But yeah, I have paperwork documentation to show I own these blocks right here. I own these acreage right here. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can do it as well. You can do it as well. I never thought that I would actually own land.
In 1/2 mile, keep left right.
I never thought in a million years that I would own blocks. Come on now. You know, which only shows that y'all can too. That y'all can own it too. You can own it. Is that you got to be fed up? You got to be tired. You got to be tired of being tired and say, you know what? Let me get out here and get to work. Man, come on. Hey, you need to get it now. And this is something. Let me say this. This is something that it wasn't taught to us. It was taught to a few of us, yeah. Because we seen our forefathers, our grandparents, whatnot, out there tilling the land, working the land, having animals and stuff. What in the world? Having animals and stuff on the land. You know, harvesting the animals. You know, going out there in the morning time, feeding the animals. That's husbandry. You know, putting animals, you know, on Ice University. You know what I mean? Okay, J3. Hey, J3, appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. You know, hey, J3, if I'm making any sense, man. If I saying anything, I'm making any sense, brother. You know, J3, he also, you know, do his thing too. If y'all haven't followed J3, y'all go over there. All my moderators, you know, they pop on here. Y'all go show some love to them. You know, they got some great information. They've been doing it, you know, longer than me. You know what I mean? And different, they got different, lot of different things they got going on over there. Y'all go check them out. You know, so yeah, J3 is another, you know, it's my brother. You know what I mean? He got a lot of information over there as well. So something ain't right.
In 2 1/4 miles, keep right.
Okay. There's something over there. I gotta pull over here in a minute. My gas is not, something ain't right with that. Like it's, don't wanna go all the way to the floor, like something stuck underneath it. Oh no. Pull over and see. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, so it's definitely something that we have not been taught as far as coming up, you know, purchase some land, owning some land ownership. We was taught, go to school, get a good education, get your 401k, get your 2 children, boy and a girl, and retire. You know what I mean, after 60 years working for somebody else. Never talk about nothing about home ownership, land ownership, you know, how to go about purchasing land, you know, or none of these things, you know. These things that we had to learn, we learned later in life, you know, and either it's too late for some, you know, and almost late for others, you know, for real. Because here it is, I'm 52. I'm 52. You know, I don't look my age. All praise to the Most High. You know what I mean, for keeping my youth. You know, I'm still in good health. I'm still fit. Still work out. You know, I don't smoke, don't drink. You know, yeah, I don't do none of that. You know, and those that do it. You know what I mean? I'm just one that don't do it. You know, have I did anything like that before? I have. You know, I have. Now I do drink occasionally now. And my occasionally is very occasionally. You know what I mean? I may take one sip, a month, a glass. I may do a glass every 6 months or something. Should I haven't had a glass of champagne or wine, man, look, it's probably been, oh man, when was it? About a year? Almost a year? 6 months, 8 months, something like that. It's been a while. It's been a while since I have that. There's some that drink on a regular.
Continue on.
So hey, to each his own. I don't knock them. I just say, drink reasonably, respectfully, for when it comes to yourself, and be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink or drive. Don't smoke and drive under no type of nothing that's gonna get y'all in, cause y'all to be in accidents or cause anybody harm to anybody. Be smart about it when you do it. Yeah, be smart about it. But I digress. There's things that you can do. Get back on topic. Things that you can do when it comes to getting your land, owning your land. Like I said, I did it. I went from the hood. I went from a gangbanger to owning my own land legitimately. Getting my livestock together, getting into the garden. Now, granted, I was raised on the farm, but how I was raised on the farm, I used to get in trouble a lot in the city. My mom sent me to the country with my dad, and I stayed with my grandmother on the farm, and that's how I got a lot of experience when it came to, gardening, husbandry in general. I had horse. I dealt with cows and pigs and goats and sheep and building houses and framing them out with my uncles and going to the farmer's market, selling fruit and vegetables and stuff on the side of the road on the back of a pickup truck. I did all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, I became a little, not saying addictive, but it became something that was ingrained in me deeply. And as I got older, and I started seeing the benefits of, what? I can get land. I can do my own thing because I grew up doing it. I grew up, I'm going to say off grid. I was homesteading. My grandparents was homesteading. We did poop in the buckets at times. So these are some of the things that you have to do before you get your septic in when you get off grid. Maybe even before you become a homestead, unless you buy land in a house already developed on there with a, system already set in place. But I knew about these things. Only thing I didn't do, when I was in there, I didn't take up culture. But now I have books. I have brothers who knows about these things when it comes to, trees and plants, fruits, soil and things of that nature. Help me amend the soil, and have to, I don't have to send my soil out to a laboratory to get it tested, anything to see if it's acidic or whatnot. I don't have to do that. There's self-tests that you can do in order for you to get the soil to where you need to get, or you just go and raise beds. You go have the buckets. You make your own soil. Use worm compost and whatever it is. Grow your own soil. Because I have a lot. Like I said, I got a lot of things in which I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be showing. It may not be directly on this platform right here. It may be more so like on a Patreon, to where I'm able to talk about. I ain't gonna crack nobody's head. I ain't gonna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm for the people. But it's just the fact that if I want to talk openly, I don't have to worry about being, page being deleted or anything like that. I can talk openly about what I really feel. Y'all with me? Hey, like the video, if you don't mind, tapping the screen a couple times, Let me know where y'all chiming in from. Even after the video is over with, y'all go back and watch the replay. Let me know where y'all chiming in from. Y'all have any comments? What I mean? Drop it down there below. I read all comments. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here too long. I just want to be on here long enough to give y'all some encouraging words of motivation, inspiration, to where, hey, you can get out there, you can get it done. If I was out there able to get it done, a gangbanger from the streets, been locked up, been shot, been stabbed, dropped out of high school, in 8th grade, and become, into a place where I'm at now, then y'all can do it too. And if y'all need help, y'all need more encouragement, on this path, always reach out to me. Don't be hesitant. Ask me any question. Only dumb questions, not to ask questions. So y'all stay encouraged, stay motivated, keep the Most High first, and don't forget, grow your own, eat your own, and raise your own. I'm the Off-Grid Trucker. Peace, blessings, shalom.